Can I start?
You can start, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let me record. Is it already? Okay. Let me share. Good afternoon. I'm Mr. Rantine. I'm responsible for mathematics in the province. This afternoon, I'm going to present to you the surface area. Remember yesterday in the video, I presented the surface area of a rectangular prism, but this afternoon, I'm presenting a triangular prism. Right, the definition is goes like the surface area. I've already defined it in the previous lesson, but it's still the same. Is the total number of units, squares used to cover a 3D surface. Here, the picture in green here represents a rectangular prism. Look at the triangle here. That is why it is called rectangular prism, because of this triangle. Look at how it looks like. On my right here, I have here, you can see this a container for a chocolate. It is in a triangular prism shape. Look at the tent, how the tent look like, and look at the house, the roof of the house here. It's a representation of a triangular prism. Look at how sometimes the cheese is cut. It's cut in the form of a triangular prism, as well as the cake that you can see here. These are just an example of where a triangular prism is used. Right, this is just a drawing of a triangular prism. I think for you to be able to calculate the surface area, it is important that you draw the net of that triangular prism. Look at this one. This is a triangular prism. This is the net. The net here indicates that it has the following shapes. It has two triangles here and there. Then we've got 1, 2, 3 rectangles. So it is important that for you to be able to calculate the surface area, know how to draw the nets of those prisms. Then you'll be able to know how many triangles do you have there, how many rectangles. Then you are able to calculate the area of each and every shape that you see here. In other ways, if you have to calculate the surface area here, we know that we are going to calculate the area of these 3 triangles and add to the area of these 2 triangles. Then it will give you the total surface area of the triangular prism. Right, I think it's important that you have to remember, know the area of a rectangle as a rectangle area is base multiplied by a height, or is length multiplied by breadth. It doesn't matter here, but here we focus on the HS and height, because we will have a base that is perpendicular to the height. Right, then the triangle is half the base multiplied by height. Then for the circle is area equals to pi r squared. Then the circumference equals to pi multiplied by the diameter, or 2 pi multiplied by the radius. Okay, so you'll see when you get to on Thursday, when you do a circle, we'll be using mostly these 2 areas. Right, a surface area can also be calculated using this formula. I think I've made an example yesterday with regard to a rectangular prism. I've used the same equation. I'm also going to use the same equation to calculate the surface area of a prism. Remember here it says find the surface area of any prism. Any prism. You can use this formula to do that. SA represents surface area, then the P is stand for perimeter of the base. You look at the base. If a base is a triangle, then you'll find the perimeter of a triangle. If the base is a rectangle, you'll also find the perimeter of that particular rectangle. Then B here stand for area of the base of that particular prism. Okay. Then H stand for the height. Here, the height you're talking about the perpendicular height. Perpendicular height, because we are focusing on those triangles that you will be calculating the area will have a perpendicular height. Then this is just an example. In this example, we have here a rectangular prism. It has got a height of 4 meters. Then here the breadth is 3 meters. Then we've got here this this is the then hypotenuse. This length here is 5. In other ways, this rectangular prism has got 2 triangles. Then I've got 3 rectangles. So it's important that you need to know that, right? In this case, it says how many faces do we have here? We've got how many faces? Did you see it from the previous presentation where we are drawing the nest? We had 5 faces, 2 triangles and 3 rectangles. That is why we've got 5 faces. Then how many of each shape does it take to make this a prism? Right? For you to have the complete prism, you must have 2 rectangles, 2 triangles, and 3 rectangles. Then that will give you a total surface area of this figure. Very important. You have to know how many faces. The faces will tell you how many shapes do we have there. Then you'll be able to calculate the surface area or the area of each face. Right? How many triangles? You know, it's 2 there. Let's calculate the area of those 2 triangles. It will be, the area is half multiplied by base multiplied by height. What is the base of this triangle? The base here is 3. The height is 4. So the area of a triangle is, remember, is half base multiplied by height. In this case, what is the base? It is 3. The height is 4. Half multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3, it will give you 6. In other ways, for this triangle, the area is 6 meters squared. But we've got 2 of them. We have 2 of them, so it will be 6 multiplied by 2 equals to 12 meters squared. Okay. Remember from our nest there, it was indicating that there are 2 triangles. That is why I multiply by 2 here for the area of this triangle. Got 2 of them. So these 2 triangles have got the area of 12 meter squared. Then for the 3 triangles, rectangles, then we've got this rectangle. We've got this length here. Then we've got this breadth here. For this one. Then we've got the other one that has got the length 10, the breadth there 4. Then we've got the other one that's got the length 10 and the breadth 3. So as you can see here, we've got an area that has got this length 5 multiplied by 10 is 50. The front one that you can see here. Then we've got 4 multiplied by 10 equals to 40. That back part that I was just showing you that I have here 4 multiplied by that 10. Then we've got now the bottom one where this base lie. Then it is 3 multiplied by 10 to give you 30. In other words, if you add the areas of all these triangles, you can see here, they will give you, I think it's 120. But this is only for the rectangles. But what we want here is the surface area. The surface area must be all the faces of this rectangular prism. So it would be, surface area would be this sum of this plus that 12. Then it will give you 132 meters squared. Did you see that? 3 area of these triangles plus rectangles plus the area of these triangles. In other words, you've got 5 things that must be added together. Then it will give you 132 meter squared. Right. Another example that we have, you can have it. A prism does not necessarily have to sit the way it was sitting in the previous example. And look at how this one is sitting. It's very important to actually identify the base. The base will always be that shape that has got the same shape in an opposite, the opposite part of it. If you got top as a triangle, then the bottom will be a triangle. That will mean that that will be a base. In this case, it's clearly indicated here that will be the base. Right now, here I've got here the side here, the length here is 9. Here I've got 6, but here base here of this triangle is 8. So I think it's very important. The base of this triangle is 8. Right. Area of a triangle is half base multiplied by height. Okay. Right, look at here, we've got 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Remember, I said to you, the height is perpendicular to the base. Yet it means this is the height, or this one can be a height, doesn't matter because they are the same. This can be a height, this can be a base. Now let's calculate the area of this triangle. The base is 6, the height is 6. Now area is half base multiplied by height, and we've got the half here. 6 multiplied by 6 is 36. Divided by 2 is 18 millimeters squared. So the area of a triangle is 18 millimeters squared. But now we've got 2 of them. Remember, we are going to multiply by 2. Now, the second part, the back part of the rectangle, in other words, it's different. Look at this how this thing look like. This part of the rectangle is the same as this part of the rectangle. It's the same, but that one is 8 by 9. This one, the back part of this rectangle is not the same as these two. So if we have to calculate the area of that rectangle, it will be half base multiplied by height. 8 multiplied by 9 is 72. Now, these two that are the same, can calculate one and just multiply by 2. So here we will have the area of this one to be 9 multiplied by 6. 9 multiplied by 6 is 54 millimeters squared. Now here I've just making just a small example to say I have 2 triangles. Each triangle has got an area of 18 and the other one is 18, but the rectangles I said here, they are the same. Then I've just added them together. Then I've also added the last rectangle, which is 72. If I add all these areas of this, you can see that it's still the same as what I have done before, that I have 2 triangles and 3 rectangles. So but as you can see, not always that will have the same area of a rectangle. You can see here it's quite different. So the total is 216 millimeter squared. Right. Another one that I plan that we do is when you use this formula. I said that formula can be used for any prism. What is important is for you to be able to use the formula, you must just calculate each and every part of this equation. This is the surface area equals to perimeter multiplied by perpendicular height plus 2 times the area of the base. I think that is very important. Right, what is the perimeter of the base? The base in this particular case, this is the red one. This red. Remember, the base does not necessarily have to, the triangle does not necessarily have to sit on the base. I said to you, a base is that side that has got the same, or on the opposite side, have the same shape and size as well. So in this case, I've just highlighted in red. This is the base that I'm talking about. I said, let's calculate the area, in this case, the perimeter of this triangle, which is the base. Let's see. You are going to add 3 meter plus 8 meter. This part here, this one, the long one, is the same as that one, is 9. Means you are going to add 3 plus 8 plus 9, which is equal to 20 meters. That's the perimeter of this triangle. Okay, because it's sitting on this. That's the perimeter of the base according to this formula. Then what is the height? The height of this prism, this particular case, it's 7. Not this one, not 3. Remember, this one is the base. That's how it is. You can shift it and sit on the red. Then this is the height. Remember, the height in the figures that are drawn will not necessarily be stand upward perpendicular, not perpendicular, vertical. So here, what controls you is to say this is the base. That's how this thing. If you just move it and sit, then the height will be 7, not 3. This 3 is the height of this triangle, but not height of the prism. The height of the prism is 7 meters, but the height of the triangle is 3 meters. Okay. Right now, if I have to calculate this part of perimeter multiplied by height, it will be 20 multiplied by 7. It will give me 140 meter squared. This part, I have it now. Yeah? Now I'm going to calculate now this part. Yeah? Here, I have to find the area of the base. What's the base? The base, I said, is a triangle. The area of the base here, which is a triangle, is half base multiplied by height, is half. What is the base? Here is the base. What is the height? Is 3. Yeah? Okay, then you can calculate it, then it works out to be 12 meter squared. Okay, you can see now we have the P, which is the perimeter, we've got the height, we've got the base, the area of the base, then now we can use this formula. The total surface area would be 140, which is this part, 140, plus 2 times, this 2 is the one that I'm just indicated here, multiply by 12, it would give you 164 meter squared. You can see that this is now the total surface area of this. Yeah? Remember, you have to perfect the use of the nets first. Yeah? Understand, open up that triangular prism or rectangular prism, and it will show you the shapes that are there. Then you have to calculate each and every, the area of each and every shape that is there. In most cases, as I've indicated, it appears as rectangles or squares or triangles. And maybe when you do a cylinder, then the other part will appear as a circle. Right, I think that's the end of this session about the triangular prism. Thank you very much, and it's important that you have to practice these activities, and they will also be part of the examination that is coming in November. Thank you very much for attending. Practice will make you perfect. Thank you. Mr. Paul?
Yes, Mr. Antini.
Thank you very much. I'm done, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can stop your recording.
Okay.
Good day, learners.